Hello, hello, hello. I am so delighted that you're right now tuned on to Woman Without Limits. I know that you're in for a treat. You better buckle your safety belt because, man, the story coming is too powerful.
I was in my second year in high school, and she told me, you have two options.
So you're in Form 2. So you are a young teenager.
She asked me, you have two
You're
options.
outside.
You have two options. Deny this Jesus, and I'll educate you. I'll take you to school. You will live a happy life,
Right.
and you have a home.
Yeah.
Or continue with your prayer and this Jesus and go outside. Let that Jesus take care of you outside.
Not here.
Many times my Bible was immersed in water. That Bible that had no Genesis and Revelation, many times it was put in water. The first Bible I got, that guy I met in church, the guy who helped me up as we were praying, he gifted me my first Bible, apart from the one that didn't have Genesis and Revelation.
Yes.
So my Bibles were put in water. I came home and found a bucket and all my Bibles inside, immersed in water. So I was beaten and thrown outside. I was asked, Jesus, or deny him, stay, go to school, or continue with your Jesus,
And
let him
get
provide
out.
for you, get out. So I chose Jesus.
Yeah.
I went outside. No mom around. I didn't know anybody around me. It was so painful. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to tell my friends in church what happened to me. I was afraid of telling people what's happening to me. So I'll go to church in the night and pray the whole night. And then during the day, I'll pray in church the whole day. And then in the night, there was a principal in church that they were protecting church from, like street boys coming to sleep in church. So they will say, no sleeping in church. Come for prayer, then leave. For that reason, I could not sleep in church. So in the night, I will go home. Outside our compound, I will sleep. I will talk to my sibling. They'll tell me she's around, she's in the house. I'll sleep outside on the compound near the security man, outside for a whole month. But I was in church daily. By 5, I was in church
For a whole
until
month.
midnight daily. I ate from what people gave me in church. In church, the boys would cook some things. Not that I didn't want to go to anybody for help, but in church, at least when you serve in church, maybe you're helping cleaning, then they will make some chai or eat something. Is what I was eating. They never knew what was happening to me. Nobody knew. So I was crying in church many times because of that. I didn't know my dad. I didn't know who he was, but there's a man I was suspecting to be my dad. There's a man I was suspecting because in primary school, he came.
So your auntie didn't even look for you?
Yeah, he did not look for me. So, but before that, this guy used to come to my house, and ask for me. And then he would just hold me when I was very young. Not late high school, primary school, but lower primary school. Then he disappeared. And then for a long time I did not see him. So, but my birth certificate has his name. Because he took me with my mom from the hospital to my auntie's house.
Right.
But I don't use his family name until today because I was denied to use it.
So you just suspect, but he has never come forth, or your mom has never come and told you?
Yes. It is just last year I tricked my mom. I told mom it is a taboo or something. It is illegal to marry your own sister, right? She says yes. So I told her, if I marry my own sister from my father's side, if he got married again maybe, then if there's any curses on you, I tricked her. Told her, to solve that, you have to tell me who is my dad. I mean, what happened, or if he has family or not.
Yes.
So she told me, you're a born-again Christian. Just last year. You're a pastor. You cannot get married a second time. I told her, you never know. Nowadays, you never know. I can have a second wife. So I just tricked my mom. Then she realized when I said, if there's any curse on you, not on me, then she told me, go talk to this person. He will tell you everything. I met this pastor she referred me to, and the pastor told me everything about my dad. And the dad, they did not do so well, so they did not work out among them.
Right.
And then he walked away, he got married,
Yeah.
and he has children.
Was he the one you were suspecting?
Yes.
He was the one you were suspecting?
Because he looked like me. His
Hey.
eyes looked like mine. His face structure looked like mine. So I suspected, but I was not sure. But now I know. But the problem is, the guy passed on when I was in my 4th year. Remember, I'm looking for him now last year, December.
Yeah.
So, and then my mom was told to go for burial. She refused. I can't go there. We're not part together.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she never went.
Yeah.
So I discovered that. So he's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. But he has sons
Yeah.
whom I wanted to go and look for them.
Yeah.
But voice that some people tell me, don't do that. They are not straight boys. But anyway, I'll decide on
Yeah.
that one.
Whether you'll...
Yes.
you'll
So back to where I was.
so back to where you were. Yeah. Yeah.
So now
You're
I'm
being
outside.
chased. You're outside.
I'm outside. I'm crying.
You're crying.
I
You're
don't
eating
know.
food from
Yes,
church people
from church
when
people.
they...
Yeah, when you visit a friend, then you bite something. But I never wanted to live a life whereby, as a beggar,
Yeah.
like I'll go to you to assist me with food, a place to sleep. I have my friends who are very close to me, like that guy I met in Chad, the guy who prayed with me. So by that time, I formed a team of my friends
Right.
who pray a lot, like me, by that time. So only this team knew what was happening to me.
Yeah.
So some of them they told their parents about me. And I was asked to go and live with them. I refused. I said, I cannot go to comfort when
Yeah.
my family is not comfortable.
Right.
I knew I have siblings there. I know my mom is not okay. So I decided I'm going to fight it another way. So I was praying a lot in church there for the whole month. It was again when we were at close school.
Right.
But I knew I'm not going back to high school.
Yeah.
I knew my time school
Because
is
your
finished.
aunt was not going to pay for
Exactly. So I'm outside there. I'm praying a lot. So after 1 month, I'm outside. My auntie was sleeping, and then my sister was in the same room with her. And my auntie stands and wakes up and stares one corner for a long time with tears coming out of her eyes. And then in the morning, she tells my sister, go look for Daniel now.
Hey.
She says he's in church. Go look for him now. So she comes and calls me and tells me, my aunt is asking for you. I'm telling her, I cannot go there. I'm afraid she will beat me up. She will kill me. Then my sister says, no, there's something that happened in the night. She was crying, looking at a corner. And then she says this, now I know. She told my sister, now I know there's no God stronger than Daniel's God.
Hey.
So I come,
Hey.
I'm afraid, I'm
Yeah.
outside the gate, and I'm afraid to come in because she will beat me up. Then she tells me this, no, come in, I will not beat you up.
She tells you?
Yes. I says, no, I know you'll beat me up.
Yeah.
She says, no, come in. Then she treats me nicely. I come in. So before I walked in, I told them, I have a condition, Lakini. I have a condition.
That's how you came with conditions.
If I'm coming in,
Yeah.
and if these things are stopping,
Hey.
you'll be denying me to go for fellowship. I'm going, because she used to say I smoke weed. She was telling my siblings, I smoke weed, I'm a bad person. At some point, my sister believed in her because she was very young.
Yeah.
She believed it's true, I smoke weed.
Right.
So she said I smoke weed, and so I told her like this, when I go for fellowship, you say I smoke weed, then I come back. So do this. Instead of me going for fellowship, let me bring the fellowship here.
Yeah.
So with my friends, we were
Those were the
praying somewhere.
conditions.
Exactly. We bring the fellowship in this house.
Yes.
So we had started a fellowship in one of my friends' place.
Yeah.
It's called the King's Fellowship Isli.
Yeah.
We were praying together. Mostly began with these friends of ours, friends of mine. We were praying together.
Yeah.
Then later on, we began now having others come in.
So you told her you want to bring it
I
there.
want to bring it here because I know my friends are serious.
Yeah.
My friends, they are serious prayer
They
warriors.
are born again.
Yes.
For real.
So I told her, I'll bring the fellowship. She says, no problem.
She said no
When
problem.
she says that, I told her from Thursday we began. So we began it every Thursday in my house.
She said no problem.
So we are there, we are praying. She's in her bedroom there, locking herself there. And the first day of the fellowship,
Yeah.
my God, the girls in our cell group, in our fellowship, they were afraid to come because they know how my auntie is.
So they were all scared of her.
Yeah, because they all, everywhere, everybody knew my auntie. So the boys are the ones now who came in.
Yeah.
We manned up. They were slightly afraid, but either they came in and we began to pray. And that fellowship was so unique. There was no preaching. There was no, we used to have some, you come do a song, and then before we hear the word. No, that day, prayer for 3 hours, non-stop. We prayed, breaking things, calling upon God in that house.
Yeah.
We did that for 3 hours.
Right.
And from that day, we established a cell group, a fellowship there in my house, every single Thursday. So
and she had no problem.
She had no problem. After that, then time went on and on and on. She became generous with my friends. But then now, the same people, those witches, began to tell her that, now they meet her outside.
Yeah.
So one time, they came home. I was not home. I think they wanted money. So they went home to come and talk to her a lot. So I was in church. I came from church during the week, just praying. So I came home. I didn't know they were there. So when I walked in, they were in my house, the living room with my auntie. They were discussing their things. I walked in. They all stood up and fell down and began to babble. My auntie saw it, my sister saw it, my siblings saw it.
Those witches?
Yes. They fell on the floor and they began to shake. I don't know so much about ministry, but I loved ministry. I was preaching since I got saved.
Yes.
But I was still young. I'm growing.
They fell down.
So I went to the other room.
Yeah.
And I'm behind the door. I'm saying, fire, 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 fire.
Because you don't even know why they fell.
Yes. Okay, I know they fell because of God's power.
Yes.
But I don't know how to handle it.
You don't know.
So I'm behind the door. I'm just saying, fire, 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 fire.
Yeah.
So after a few minutes, I just said, I was just saying, cool, and I was looking for words to cool them down.
Yeah.
Then they stood up and they ran away. Big men, they ran away.
They stood and took off.
My auntie told me something. She told me, I know there is power in witchcraft, but I never knew that the power of Christ is stronger than any power in the world.
Hey, it reminds me of Nebuchadnezzar.
Exactly.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Yes.
He said, now I know there is no other God but the God of Daniel.
Yes.
Wow.
So from that time they ran away. So now things became a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
A little bit lighter.
Yeah.
Because my auntie was on and off. Sometimes she'll get mad and switch. She never stopped alcohol actually.
Yeah.
She ceased a little bit, but then later on she went back to it and she was in deep again. So, but either way, a little bit she respected me and my friends.
Yeah.
I brought my friends over in the same
that
house.
fellowship.
In the fellowship.
Yeah.
Some of them, I asked them to live with me in my room. 4 of them. We were 4 boys now in my room. So my friends, they came and began to live with me.
And she had no issue.
No issues.
They lived with you.
She will feed us, do everything. And then I began having birthday parties now. Now my birthday parties.
You said you're going to go all the way.
Yes.
Whatever you missed.
Exactly. Whatever I missed. I'll host birthday parties in my house. And bring camera people to come and we have shoot. I have VHS since from 2.
They would shoot
all my birthday parties. My wife was so surprised when she watched one. She was saying, you are recording your birthday party? Yeah, as a teenager, I said, yes.
Yeah.
So we'll record them and have that. So time went. So as time was moving by, now, we have this fellowship in the house. We are praying.
Yeah.
She never got saved, though. I don't know why, really. Because she became comfortable with us doing what we do. And how she will go do her thing.
Yeah.
And like that. Then I will pray for her, pray for the family, and all that. So as time went by now, I finished high school.
Yeah. Where is your mom at this time?
My mom is away.
She's still away.
She's still away.
Do you still see her once in a while?
By the time, now because of the changes, now she will come in the house to visit.
Right.
Before, we could meet her outside. So now she will come inside the house, maybe even sleep for a night, but many times no, because they will still fight with my auntie, then she will go.
They would still fight.
Yes, they still fight. Then she will go.
Yeah.
So because of the fight, she will not stay. She'll come in a little bit, then she will go.
Yeah.
She'll disappear.
Yeah.
Then we will see her again after a month. So she never allowed us to know where she was staying until one time a friend of mine told me, we must find out where your mom lives. These guys I pray with,
Yeah.
you must find out.
Yeah.
So if we worked on something to follow my mom.
Right.
So we discovered she lives in Lunga Lunga in some slum. We went there, we looked for her, we found her.
In a slum.
In a slum.
She was just alone?
It was like a mabati and half mabati and half this nylon paper.
Is it clay?
No, mabati and nylon paper house. So again, I was in pain and tears. So I told God, God, you must help me. I must be able to help my mom settle and have a home. So now, I finished high school. I'm still looking for ways to grow.
Yeah.
But then now I'm born again. I love God. All through since the day I got born again, I said no girls. No sleeping, no girls. Not even having, I won't have a girlfriend until I'm ready to get married. The boys, my group, we decided no dating until we finish school. No girlfriends. And we kept our word actually. All through.
What?
Until after high school now.
Yeah.
Then after high school,
Yeah.
the problem is this now.
Yeah.
Before you get married, you must date.
Yes.
So the problem comes there. Because now you must now open up your mind for ladies to have that thought now. So 25 years old, I'm still not dating, but I want a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But this time I'm preaching in our church. My bishop was so generous with the pulpit. He will allow me to preach there many times. I think I was the only, my age mate.
You were in Deliverance
Yeah,
at
Deliverance
that
Church, Isley, yes.
Yeah.
Bishop Timising.
Yeah.
I think I was the only, my age mates, I was the only ones preaching, my age mates. Because I began preaching in our church since after high school.
Yeah.
They would allow me chances.
Yeah.
And it went on, Bishop will give me many slots. His slots, it reached a time he gave me a Sunday of the month. I'm preaching in church.
Wow.
So now,
one Sunday in a month.
yes, it reached a point, it came to that point.
Wow.
And then the other pastors also, they loved me a lot. My pastors loved me a lot. They will even, they'll embrace me. Sometimes they would give me their own days. I will preach in the service many times. So, so I reached a point now I want to get married. I'm thinking about have a girlfriend, a wife. So I announced in church. I'm 25 years old, and now I'm ready. Before I preached. Now I'm ready for a wife.
You announced it in church?
In church. That was a mistake. I didn't know how to date now. And I was in church. So now there are many ladies around me.
Yeah.
So I made a mistake, a very stupid mistake, a silly, that really costed me a lot. I took my phone and decided to text like about 10 girls. I wrote down a list of girls in church.
Yes.
The ones I see who can become wife material.
Yeah.
They were like 10.
You texted all of them.
So I did a text, a simultaneous text that went to each of the same message. So mine was I was telling them, I'm crazy about you, I like you, I want to marry you. So my thinking was this, I don't know so many things about dating, about I don't know about that. Yeah. So I didn't know they talk. I didn't know they talk.
You didn't know they talk?
Yes. So I texted all of them the same message. So I say this, whoever will reply first.
Yeah, that's the one.
That is the one. Instead of replying, they talked. They talked among themselves. So now I became a player, in quotes, and I was termed as a player.
Because now they spoke. This one is excited that he has asked me out.
Exactly.
So they are now sharing.
Yes. So now they conclude this guy is a player. So now, again, I'm sad in church, I love God. I preach there. But then now, if I try to talk to any girl, really, she'll feel like, I heard you are a player.
Yeah.
You will play with others.
Yeah.
So it was hard for me to date in our church. It was very hard. So I decided then to do this. I'm going to trust God. I I believed I could pray and God will reply to me.
Right.
God will answer my prayers.
Yes.
Many things I prayed about,
Yeah.
God answered me. As a teenager in high school, we pray for the sick and they recovered.
Yeah.
With my team, we'll go to places. We'll take advantage of matangas in our region, Isli, or
Right.
Isli. We'll go to there,
Yeah.
pray for those families, win people to salvation. Our fellowship, our home cell grew to 8 to 200 people. Our home cell, this home house fellowship.
The one you brought home.
Yes, it grew to 200 people because my team, these boys and girls, now we're working. We were so serious with God. We were preaching. You know, we used to do what you call impromptu crusades.
Yeah.
Open air, impromptu open air.
Yeah.
We just walk in the streets. And at which time we said, "Hey guys, let's just preach." Then we begin to sing. We sing in the street. Then after we sing, one of us will preach, another will interpret in Swahili, and then in English, and then we'll pray. Then people will get saved. Impromptu. We call them impromptu open airs. We did them a lot with my team. And this
people
time,
got saved.
People got saved. Yes. So because we were almost age mates, these boys, we came together. So we really trusted God to live right.
Right.
And to preach the word of God.
Right.
And so we did that for a long time. The problem came now, and now we want to get married.
Yes.
Because we had shut down.
But even you, why did you write to 10 of them?
I thought they don't talk.
So you wanted the one who replies first to be the one.
I didn't want to struggle to look for everyone. So one of them decided. So they talked. It was very bad for me.
Yes.
So now I can't date in church.
Because you have already spoiled your name.
Exactly.
Okay. Let me ask you. When is it that now you decided you are going to go to America?
Yes, this time now. I was going there.
Talk to me now.
Yes.
Go. Let's go.
So this time now, I said it now, I want to go to America. But that time, our firstborn is in the US, is based there.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned, he was very good in sports.
Yeah.
So he went through sports.
Right.
And he's based there. So I want to go to America.
Yeah.
So I was praying and fasting about this for a long time. I knew it's my time to go.
Yeah.
I went to the US Embassy, applied for the visa. I was denied the first time.
Yeah.
I went again the second. I don't give up.
Yeah.
I went second time, they denied me. The third time I went, they denied me.
Hey.
I went to prayer. And I told God, they cannot deny me.
Yeah.
I'm a son of the living God.
Yes.
You know, I'm a servant of God.
Yes.
So I tried to put God on a corner.
Yes.
After the third time, after being denied, I told God, I didn't get the visa.
Yeah.
But this time I will get the visa because I'm putting you on a corner.
Yeah.
You cannot escape. So how did I do that? I announced in church that I'm going to America on Friday. I told my bishop and pastors, I'm traveling on Friday to America. So this Sunday, you must pray for me. I didn't say I have no visa.
Yes.
They asked me, do you have the visa and everything? I said, all is okay. I used the word all is okay. I didn't want to say,
I'm traveling.
Yes, I didn't want to say I have no visa. Say all is okay.
Yes.
So now my bishop, I was avoiding to meet him that week.
Yes.
Because of details.
Yeah.
To avoid giving details.
Yes.
I didn't want to give the details because I didn't have the visa.
You just need to get to Sunday and pray.
I avoided going to church that week.
Yeah.
So on Sunday, before that Friday, I went to church. Then I was called in front. I was asked, is it going to America? I said, yes. When on Friday, my interview for the next visa, the fourth one, is on Tuesday.
Right.
So on Sunday, I'm telling them, you have to pray for me today because on Friday I'm traveling. So a bishop and the pastors and everybody prays for me. They're all church.
Yes.
No, I'm a son in the church. They know me very well.
Of course.
So they didn't need,
You've been preaching there.
They didn't need evidence of the visa or something. So I said, now I'm going to America. Then after that, I called on Tuesday, the day of the interview. Yeah. I said this, let's meet and celebrate my victory of going to America by having a farewell party in my house.
Tuesday.
In our compound on Tuesday.
The day of getting the visa.
Of my appointment.
So you have put God in this corner and
yes.
said, today is today.
So I told God this way. I've been praying and fasting.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah.
Two is, a prayer or two or three. We have many people praying in church who agreed with me. You're going to America when Bishop was praying for me. Yeah. Bishop himself is a big man of God, even in Kenya, right? So prayed for me, put his big hands on my head. So I'm going to America. So now, Sunday comes and prayed for.
Yeah.
Then I ran from church immediately. I didn't want to give details.
Yeah.
So on Tuesday, I go to
The embassy. Yeah.
There's party happening in my house.
Yeah.
I walk boldly to the embassy with my passport, for the visa.
Yeah.
And they tell me, I'm sorry, Daniel, you can't get a visa this time. I feel like the earth would open and swallow me and crush me.
Because now,
where am I going?
You've put God in a corner.
Yes.
And he
then,
has to answer.
Exactly. So now, I don't know where to go. So I serve in
church. And there's a party happening that evening.
Evening in my house.
Hey.
And so our youth pastor was the one to speak that day.
Yes.
So I'm coming from the embassy. I'm walking so slowly. I use these public means, come to Eastleigh. As the matatu was coming, the conductor comes to my seat, asks for money for transport. It was shillings those days.
Yeah.
So I was completely gone. My mind, I think I was in another world.
Yeah.
So they touched me. I could not respond. Then the conductor, they told the driver to stop the car. Then they called me, and then finally I came back to my senses.
You were gone.
Then they told me, we thought you were gone. The neighbor was afraid. So I was so afraid because we called you many times. You did not respond. So I paid my transport, and I just paid my transport. Then I reached home. Reaching home, I walked slowly. I don't know what to say. Arriving to my house like this, the same auntie of mine pushed me aside. How did it go? Told her, they did not give me the visa. She said, no problem. Go to the party.
That?
Yeah, go to the party. Don't tell them anything. After the party, tell them you are told you will travel to America next time. So now I walk into the party. I walk in the party. It's going on. We're eating. The youth pastor comes and begins to preach. The youth pastor, I love him so much. He respects me a lot. I respect him so much because he knows I love God. So he knows I pray a lot. So youth pastor is preaching and telling people like this. See, guys, I tell you guys, when you're serious with God, when you pray a lot, like Daniel, God will open doors to the nations. I was also part of the choir, and he was the master choir. He was the worship leader. And when we sing, with the song we sing, that we go for the nations, he says, it's fulfilling in his life. He's been confessing it, praying it, saying it. He says, Daniel. So
he's on his way now.
Yeah, he says, this is a good example of faithfulness. Oh, God.
What are you feeling at that time?
So I'm just relaxed, seated down. Preachers. Finishing preaching. Prayed for people. Because why?
Daniel, the God
Listen
of
to
Daniel.
Me. People, God said, because why? If God can do it for me.
He can do it for me.
Yeah, exactly. So now, after that, we pray for people. Then we were eating. Then I give my final statement last. I go to my bedroom. I go to my bedroom because many people want to talk to me, girls from our church. Many want to talk to me.
After that kind of statement, they are saying the God of Daniel.
So now I am in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Our house was so open, as I mentioned before, so girls will come in anywhere.
Yeah.
Actually, I could sleep in my bedroom with girls.
Yeah.
Even after I got saved.
Yeah.
I did not entertain it a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I did not touch girls
Yeah.
at that time. But sometimes you'll have a girl come, they have a problem. I'll tell my auntie about her. And I had two beds.
Said, just take
I had
her.
2 beds in my bedroom.
Yeah.
They'll sleep in the other bedroom. I bed in the other bed, I'll sleep in the other one. A lady.
And your aunt will be fine.
She'll be fine. I don't recommend that to a born-again Christian, a young man who's just born again.
Yeah.
Because this flesh, many times will be tempted. There are many times I could not sleep, rounding on my bed. But because I want to keep a testimony, and this lady knows this guy is born again, he loves God, he can't touch me.
Yeah.
And I'm there, I'm rounding in my bed because why? There's a lady there. So we don't recommend that at all.
Yes,
At all.
at all.
When you're born again,
don't do this at home.
you do not allow sleep in the same room with an opposite sex.
Yeah.
Because things can happen and you can be destroyed by God's
And
grace.
they say body no be wood. Oh.
Yes.
Body no be wood.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, but because my house was open, there was a lot of that. And that is why I preferred a lot my boys' friends to be there.
Right.
So we used to be many in the house. So that happened for a long time. So this time now, I'm in my bedroom.
Yes.
So they come in one by one. They made a queue. From outside to the house,
Yes.
to the living room,
Yes.
to my bedroom.
To your bedroom,
Girls
where you
are
are
queuing,
sitting.
they want to talk to me.
Yes.
One by one.
Yeah.
While they come in, I'm there. I had a desk in my house, in my room also.
Okay.
So sitting in the desk like an office. Now we could talk. Every guy will tell me, I had a crush on you. Or, you are the guy I wanted to marry.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to America.
Yes.
So the guys are telling me.
You're the one.
I'm the one.
I just didn't show you before.
Yes. Somebody told me, there's a girl I never even expected. She told me, I've never told you this, but I know I've been praying. God told me you're my husband. Not one, not two, not three. Many of them said, so you used God actually.
Yeah.
So God told me.
You are the one.
You are the one.
Husband. Yes.
You're my husband.
Yeah.
So listen to them. I tell them, okay. Then they go out, another one comes in.
Yeah.
And then I had a crush on you, comes in, goes out. So later on, I'm giving my last statement.
Yes.
I said, guys, I went to the embassy this morning. The embassy told me, I can't get my visa this time, but I will get it next time. Oh my.
And the pastor has already told them. The God of done it.
Exactly. So now everybody's surprised. So of course again it goes in church as negative now.
Yeah.
There's this guy who goes to America. They call me pastor. Say, pastor, you in America, son. When this pastor goes to America by faith. So, so
when
now,
you announce now yourself, you're the one who now announced
to the people,
that it's not happening.
Yes.
Then
the following week, I'm in church. I met Bishop. I met
but
the
did
pastors.
the girls still retain their?
No. Status changed. God did not speak to them anymore. I didn't have a girlfriend for that. It was not possible, actually.
They all left.
Yeah, they left. They all left.
Oh, Jesus. Ay, Mutuku, your story is too much,
So now, I'm in church again. I'm serving God. I'm preaching. I'm a young preacher. I love God. I have a passion for God. It was a little bit difficult dating a girl in our church because there are rumors that are happening. Either this guy is not straight. Again, Ujama in America. The guy who goes to America. So there's those things.
Yeah.
So they're laughing at me when I go to church. But because I love God so much, I didn't care if they laugh at me.
Yeah.
I will go to church. I still be serious. I will still preach in church. Yeah. I still preach in church because I will still serve God in church. I'll minister in church, and God will move greatly. Actually, the older women in church, in my church, they loved me a lot. The women and the wababa and our mama, the elder people, because I love praying a lot. They love me a lot. Actually, there's some of them who really wanted to hook me up with their daughters. They were trying. One time in one house, this woman calls me and tells me, Dan, please come and keep my daughter company. I'm going to work. I don't want to be alone. She's a teenager. We're all grown up. Come keep her company. She wants to hook us up. So I knew that though. So when I was in the house, I came actually, they left. I was in the house with this lady. Now she tells me this, my mom is trying to hook us up. You know that, right? I said, yeah, I'm sure of that. I say, hey, it's true. I'm sure of that. She said, my mom is trying to hook us up. I said, yes, I'm sure. I know that actually. Then they told me, so we just laughed about it with this lady. Because she wasn't into it actually. She wasn't into it, but the mom was trying to hook us up. So a few women did that in church, because they felt Dan is a nice guy.
Nice, prayerful
guy.
Exactly, yes. Who loves the Lord. He'll treat our child right.
Exactly.
Right.
So time went again. Now I'm home, jobless, but a prayerful guy who loves God. I went to go to Bible school. I told my auntie about it.
Right.
She told me, listen, where you are the teacher of them all.
How can you go to Bible school?
Pay money to go to Bible school?
And you're the one who teaches
You're the one,
them.
yeah, she refused to go. She says, no, not possible.
Yeah.
You read it here in the house, then you go to read in school.
For
no
what?
way.
Yeah.
She says, I cannot do that.
Yeah.
So she refused to pay my Bible school. So I then stayed for the following month. There's a man who came home. I didn't know this guy. This guy was, my auntie said, is a far relative. He came home with a suit and says, I work for Kenya Airways. Sat there. So now my auntie liked people who have a class. So say, I work for Kenya Airways. I'm a big guy, work for Kenya Airways. So my auntie accepted this guy. So when I walked in, she asked me, hey, greet this man.
Yeah.
When I greeted him, the man told me this. He asked me, she said, he works for Kenya Airways. Then the man asked me, young man, do you want to work for Kenya Airways? Yeah. And of course, you don't say, no, you have no job, you have no money.
Yes, you say yes.
I say, yes.
Yeah.
Then he told my auntie, take him to this school. It's called this school, somewhere in town.
Yeah.
This school offers travel operations, those things of airline things. Let him go there and study this course. When he finishes, I will give him a job. That's what he said. My auntie, who refused to pay 60,000 per year boarding for my Bible school, paid 80,000 for one semester for that school.
To go and learn travel and...
Yes, travel operations. She paid 80K.
But 60 for Bible, forget
for
it.
1 year she refused.
Yes.
And it's boarding. This is day. And she gave me transport every day going to school. So when she paid for that one, I refused to go at first. I told my pastor in church, I'm a preacher. I don't go learn this thing. I want to go and preach.
Yeah.
Then they asked me a question. What do you do from morning to evening?
Yeah.
I said, you pray, all that is fine. But ministry most is the weekends or evenings. So they told me this. You go learn a skill.
It's good for you.
So yeah, so I accepted.
That's very good.
I went there and learned this skill now. I'm in class, I'm learning this skill. Then one of those classes, teacher comes and says, hey, where will you be in 10 years from now? People are saying, I'll be a travel manager, I'll be an airlines pilot, I'll be working as a cabin crew. People are raised and saying these things. Then it reached to me. 10 years from now, where will you be? I said, I'll be preaching around the world. So they all said I'm in the wrong career, I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah.
And so they all laughed.
Yeah.
So after that, before the semester ended, my auntie changed again. She said, you know what? You're an old man. Go look for a job. Continue studying your...
Stop this schooling.
Exactly. No, it says, look for a job.
Yeah.
Pay for yourself the second semester. Pay for yourself second semester. So look for a job.
Yeah.
Pay second semester for yourself. Is what she said.
Yeah.
So now I knew I'm not going back again. I was very happy.
It worked well for you.
Yeah, I did my last exam in the semester. When I left the school, I knew I'm not coming back. Reaching outside, I was called by the secretary. The director has been looking for you. Yeah. So I came and asked why he was looking for me. As I came in, I was given something special. The director gave me a scholarship. I was surprised why. But then to backdate a little bit, on my first month in school, I had a burden for souls. I was preaching a lot. So I told the school, since they have tour vans, I told the director, since we have tour vans, and you're trying to market the school to schools, to young people, I can take you to where they are. They're in schools. So I told them this.
You told them that
you do,
as a young man.
Yes, what you do is, most of the weekends I go out for weekend challenges, missions. Yeah. So I have no transport. Yeah. I have no money. So I want to use your tour van. Take me to schools. In return, you market your products. So the first semester...
we are killing two birds with one stone.
First semester we did that.
You're using their van, so you're preaching.
Yes.
But then you're telling them they'll advertise themselves.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's because of the results...
That's wisdom. That is Solomon's wisdom.
Because of the results the school got, then I was given a scholarship. Oh, man.
So they started to see results.
Yes.
Like they would advertise in schools,
Yes.
and then those students will come to their school.
Yes.
What?
Yes. So the director loved me a lot at that time.
Yeah.
He was so excited about me at that time. So we did that for a while.
Yeah.
For a while. And then comes a point, but then my aunt is insisting, you can't be here, you have no job, you must get a job, blah, blah, blah. So I switched to evening classes, and then I began looking for a job. So I went to town every day for a few months with my CVs. I had a policy. I must submit 50 CVs per day.
What?
A policy.
In the city
I
center?
will print 50 of them. I will go to city center. I will walk into a building that has travel offices, most of them.
Yeah.
Even to other offices, because I need job.
Yeah.
So I will go to the 17th floor.
Yeah.
Come down with stairs. Every office giving my CV. Down. Up to the ground floor. Again, the next building, I use the lift. The top floor.
Yeah.
Down like that. Daily.
Giving
for
your
a
CV.
period of time.
Oh my God.
Normally, I don't give up. I choose not to give up.
That is
when I pursue
such
something,
a good,
I want to
good.
get it, I'll
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah.
And many times, I think I thrive in restrictions. When you oppose me, I'll thrive
You
better
come. That's
than
when you
when
come
there's
at-
no opposition.
Yeah.
If there's opposition, if there's no opposition,
Yeah.
I doubt myself. I think maybe there's something wrong.
If there's opposition, you're ready.
Because now I'm pressed. I'm literally pressed. So I must prove something. So go out looking for a job.
Yeah.
So I look for a job for a period of time. I tarmacked. You know, you will wear, when you're born again, and those days, you wear over time a suit.
Yeah.
But your suits, the shoes are, they look like leather, but they are plastic.
Yeah.
Down.
Oh, but
So the more you walk, they finish faster, they break quickly. When you walk on mud, you look like you're very clean. You walk on stones.
Yeah.
Kumbe, you don't want the mud and water to come in. Eh? So that, it used to be like that. So now, as I look for a job, one
because
time...
they have holes.
Because there are holes.
They have holes
It's
underneath.
plastic. It was plastic sole, so they will enter there.
Yeah.
So one time, I reached in this company, the first office I went to that time. I knocked the door, and a lady opened the door. It
Yeah.
was 30 minutes before they opened, 7:30.
Right.
They opened at 8.
Yeah.
The lady
you got
opens the
there
door.
earlier.
I tell her, my name is Daniel Mutuku. Before I finished, she said, you came here for a job, eh? You're looking for a job. I said,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
She says, come, sit. My boss is coming.
Yeah.
She calls the boss, tells the boss something. I
Yeah.
think she told him, the guy is here. I didn't know. So after 30 minutes, the boss comes in.
Eh.
Oh, she apologizes to me. Says, oh, I'm very sorry for keeping you waiting.
Hey.
In a few minutes, I'll attend to you.
Yeah.
She goes to her office,
Yeah.
organizes herself, calls for me. I go to that office, and she gives me an offer. She asks me for my ID. I give her my ID. She types an offer letter. Remember, I've never worked before. I've never
Yes.
had an income before.
Yeah.
So she types something, and
Yeah.
then she asks me, is this package good for you? Then she says, please, we'll increase it after 3 months, because you have no experience.
Yeah.
After 3 months, we'll
We'll
increase it for
increase
you.
it.
So I said, then she begs me, please. I said, yes. Okay. So she writes me this
Wow.
offer letter.
Yeah.
This money was
Just
money.
like that.
It's money I've never received before. So I was excited. Do you know how much it was?
Eh.
8,000 Kenyan shilling. My first job. So I'm offered that. I begin to work. After a few weeks now, by that time, I'm preaching to them. They know I'm born again. I tell them about our church.
Yeah.
They know I love God.
Yeah.
I've talked so much there. So after a few weeks down the line, her husband walks in. Our boss's husband
Yeah.
walks in, looks at me, stares at me, then goes inside.
Yeah.
Then within a few minutes, I'm called to my boss's office. I go there. My boss asks me, do you know this guy?
Eh.
My husband says, no, I don't know him. Then she asked me, who sent you here?
Jesus.
To them, nobody sent me.
Eh.
I came looking for a job. I was asked to wait.
Yeah.
I waited. You came in. You apologized to me for waiting for you.
Yes.
Then you offered
And
me a
gave
job.
me a package.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then I began to work. Then after that, she said, well, this job was not meant for you. The husband, the friend of the husband at work, they were trying to connect the son.
So they thought you were the son.
Who never showed up?
Eh.
I'm the one who shows up. So
So they thought you were the son.
exactly.
Oh.
So I've shown up there. They so since I'm the one who showed up,
Yeah.
I did not lie about myself.
Yes.
I'm looking for a job.
Yes.
This is my CV.
Yeah.
So they hired me, thinking I'm that guy. And then now the guy said, so you don't know so and so? I said, no, I don't know that person. This is a mistake. It's a very big mistake. Then the wife says this, no, by now I know Daniel. This guy is a good man.
Yeah.
This guy, so Daniel, since he never came and you
Yeah.
came, the job is yours.
What?
I continue
So
working.
the mistake, but they still.
Exactly. So I continue working because by now they know me.
Yeah.
And
And
the
you're
boss-
preaching to them. And
Yes.
you're showing them you are born again.
Yes. So
Yeah.
now we were friends with the boss and all that. So, but then after a while, somebody in the office discovers I was not that person.
But
who-
your life, your life
Yeah.
is a mystery.
Yes.
I mean, from the beginning, imagine the way God has just been taking you in, but all together working for your good.
Exactly.
Even though it looks so ridiculous, but
Yes.
look at the way it ends.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So now they discover you're not the one,
I'm not the one.
but they don't chase you away.
Exactly. So I stay. And then a colleague of ours who was, after discovering, I think she was afraid I could take her place or something. So began to fight me a lot. Not after discovering I'm not related to them or
Right.
something.
Right.
Then after 6 months, I was terminated because of things I did not do.
Yeah.
Though there's something my aunt did. My aunt one time called. I told my aunt the truth
Yeah.
that I'm earning 8,000,
Yeah.
which is a mistake.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that because all my money was going there.
Yeah.
When I go home, everybody's going there. Then she said this: they should increase your salary. Your job is no. Remember, she was told by that guy,
Yeah.
I will get so much money
Yeah.
working in the airline industry. So now she told me this: you have to tell them to increase your salary.
Yeah.
My aunt kept disturbing me. You must tell your salary.
They must
So now
increase.
I'm tired about this. So I'm at work, she calls again. Did you tell them? So what I did is I went to my boss's office, knocked, they said, my aunt wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
I gave her the line. That's the mistake I did.
Hey.
It's a mistake I did. I gave her the line, and my boss talked to my auntie.
Hey.
And after that, she said, why are you not increasing his salary? You should have increased his salary by now.
What?
This is, the school he's studying is very expensive.
Oh my God.
So now, after that, my boss didn't do anything actually.
Yeah.
It is later on when somebody cooked something against me and they reported negative, that's not true about me. I was called to the office and my boss really was mad about me. I was unable to defend myself. I could not defend myself.
You see, what I've seen is it's like because of the trauma from childhood, there are so many accusations in your story that were coming up all the time,
Yes, yeah.
and then leaving you discouraged again.
Exactly.
Without even a defense mechanism.
Yes.
You couldn't defend yourself.
I'm seated there. Everything she says is not true, that she's been told, apart from one, where she says, but also I was mad
Yeah.
what you did, you and your auntie did, that you called me about your salary.
Yeah.
So from that time, so she said, now I'm sorry, I have to let you go.
Yeah.
So I walked out, but it was for my good. I think that's why I had no courage to talk.
Yeah.
I walked out.
Yeah.
It was a Friday.
Yeah.
Monday, I had another job. I walked into this office. It's an airline
Yeah.
in Kenya,
Yeah.
an office of in Kenya.
Yeah.
I walked to that office, and they tell me I find a lady at the reception who
Yeah.
is now the HR and admin.
Yeah.
But she was at the reception. I walked in with my CV, and when I looked at this lady, I forgot. I used to greet everybody Bwana Asifiwe. Praise God. I used to use that words a lot, even in
Yes.
school, even
Yeah.
everywhere. So I used to forget because I am so much in church things. So I say, praise God. So when I walked into this office, I get this letter, praise God. She looked at me and she said, you're born again? I say, I'm born again. Okay, how can I help you? I'm looking for a job. I gave her my CV. She was the HR. She was the HR, but she was briefly at the reception or the front office. She took me inside there. She says, "You're born again?" Yes. We discussed a few things. She goes to sit time. She's born again. She loves God. We talked about the few things. We were excited. Then she offered me a job. I worked there. I worked the first job 6 months. The next job also, I worked for 6 months. In this office, I found a business card of a senior manager of Qatar Airways. Okay, that was Saudi Arabian GSA office in Kenya, where I was working. Then I find a Qatar Airways business card and on her desk, because she used to give me lots of job to go and work on her desk. We became very good friends. So I began to email the regional manager of Qatar Airways East Africa my CV every Monday. I report the office. The first thing I do, forward my CV by
every
email.
Monday.
And I work every Monday. I don't stop. Few weeks down the line, I get a call from Qatar Airways Nairobi, and they say, "Hey, I'm sorry, we did not call you for interview, but come, please. Sorry, we did not call you." They apologize. And then I was called for interview, went for the interview. After the interview, I find myself hired. Then I traveled with a small team. We were about six of us, 3 boys, 3 girls, to Qatar. I didn't know the job was for Qatar. When they called me and told me, "Hey, you are hired, and your visa is ready," I said, "Hey, I applied for ticketing and reservations and not cabin crew." They said, "No, your job is for Qatar, not for Kenya." By that time, even though I'm in travel industry, I didn't know there's a country called Qatar. I knew there's UAE, Dubai, and Emirates goes there, Gulf Airlines, and also Qatar Airways goes to Dubai. That's what I thought. So, but this time now, I discovered there's a country called Qatar. I never planned to go to Qatar. I didn't know anything about Qatar. It was not my plan. Though, to back a little bit, because of what's happening in my house, I was praying a lot. I think the chaos and the disturbance in my house pushed me to pray a lot. And as I pray a lot, God spoke to me a lot. I was prophesied in the house, in church. I was told that God is sending you to the Muslim world. When that happened, I'm raised up in Isli. Isli is full of Somalis.
Of course.
These people are my friends. I grew up with them, went to school with them. I was dating some of them, Somali girls. So we are there with them in Isli, right? So now I realize when the prophecy came, when the word came in church that God is calling you to the Muslim world, I thought it is Isli. So I began doing crusades, heavily crusades in Isli, or meetings. We began a ministry called God is Able Ministries in Isli. So we began moving around in Isli, having open airs, social hall, doing meetings, because God has called me where? To the Muslim world. And I thought it is Isli.
It's Isli. You're already there in that world.
By the time I'm working, I'm doing the ministry in Isli now. I'm preaching a lot in Isli. I'm doing all that now. Then now I find myself that I'm going to Qatar. I told my family I'm going to Qatar. You told us late. I was dating my beautiful wife at that time. So I told her I got a job in Qatar. I was in Nairobi. And now we'll get married. So now I'll be having money. Now we'll get married. I told her like that. We'll get married now because I can be able to afford a rental house or something. So but then now I'm telling her again, I'm sorry. It's in Qatar,
not
UAE,
in Nairobi.
In Middle East, not in Nairobi. So she said, "You didn't tell me that." Now it's 4 days to my trip. She's complaining. My family is complaining. Not in a bad way, but they were saying it's too short
so
notice.
Soon.
She have told us before. But then now we settled it down, and I found myself in Qatar. We arrive in Qatar. My friends are asking me every time, "How do you know the general manager of Qatar Airways East Africa?" I kept telling them, "Me, I don't know this guy. I know this guy." So one of them was in communication with somebody in Nairobi. Then she passed a message. He passed a message. Then the Nairobi office calls me. The manager tells me, "Hey, you are Daniel, right? I heard that you're born again. That's why I'm calling you. I'm also born again. We love God, but we became friends." Then she said this, "But tell me, how do you know so and so?" I said, "I don't know him." He says, "Hey, I thought I'll be fired. I'll be terminated." So why? Because I thought you know this person. So I realized God used all the channels, including her, to take me to Qatar. She told me one statement. She said this, even though you are not the plan, I'm told you're born again and you love God. And I think God has just used this scenario, everything, to place you there,
Jesus,
as a voice in the desert. She commissioned me and said, preach the gospel.
Jesus.
As a voice in the desert. So now I'm in Qatar. I landed there the first day.
Again, another mistake.
Yes.
Because you are not the person.
Exactly. And God did it for me.
Picked you.
Yes.
And just
and
like
God
he
worked,
picked you in that office.
Yeah. And God worked with these people because they were all acknowledging that the fact that, that God has sent me to Qatar, including the office in Arabia. So they were acknowledging that. So now I'm in that place.
Yeah.
I land like this. I go to the office. There were very few black African people.
Right.
Based from my background in our house, I fought with my wife a lot because in my house, I could take tea, leave this cup there the whole day on the table here.
Yes.
And nobody would ask anything.
Yes.
And the thermos or something. And things were not right in my house all through. So after I get married, my wife tells me, you can leave a cup of tea on the table the whole day. So now I'm in Qatar because there are many things I don't know. I feel I kept falling. I keep short. I keep fighting with the people I went with Qatar because they look disciplined, they look organized. We disagree in many things because in the beginning we had to stay in one place. So it's like my things, I do my things in my own way, everything wrongly. But then I realized that God can use anything. I was raised up in Italy. It is in a low class home. Parents from slum, for example, my mother, for example, from the village. I didn't know a lot of things. I was not taught a lot of things. I began to learn these things outside. The first day I showered in a hot shower in Qatar. Do you know I told a friend in Kenya a story of how my bathroom feels like a sauna? And how my friends, this lady in church in Kenya was telling me, hey, Dan, you should have, because you've never experienced this. Yeah. We never had a hot shower in the house. Yeah. So now I'm there. I'm a little bit, every time we are fighting with my colleagues because of this team from Kenya.
The culture shock. What about the culture shock?
Yes, including the culture shock and everything. I'm there. It was not really, it was not, I was very disturbed. Disturbed because I'm in a new country. Yeah. I've never lived outside my mother's house.
It was too big for you.
Yes, never lived out of my mother's house. It was completely something new. But then now I remember this, that God has sent me to the Muslim world.
As a voice. As
a voice. So I looked for a church. I was told there's no church here. For 2 months, there's no church. The second month, somebody tells me, oh, there's a church, a Catholic church somewhere in a school. So I was excited. I took my Bible, I went there. I said, it's a Catholic church. I'll go there. They believe in Jesus Christ. I'll be praying at the back seat with my Bible. Walking in like this, I meet a Nigerian woman who greets me and tells me, I'm the leader of all the black people here. Then she tells me this, I need to know you before you come in. So I was excited. I'm an evangelist. I'm a preacher of the word of God. I came to Qatar because God has sent me to Qatar. I was telling her things. Then, after talking so much, she tells me, I'm sorry, this is not your place. People like you bring problems to us. So please leave. I was rejected.
The fire is too much.
So I walked back home in tears. And I told God as I walked home, if really there's no church here, a church must start that accepts people like me. So it is then, after a while I got married, then the church started. So I realized that God placed me there for that purpose. But then backdating from back home, my upbringing and everything I went through, I realized this. There's a bad story about my auntie, but there's also a good story. The bad story is the abuse and the life I went through that made me feel many times as not worthy and not good enough. It is only when I'm pressed too much then I have to stand up. I know I have no option but to stand up. Then I stand up, I just do things as God leads me, and God gives them success. Because I realize God placed me there. But God used my auntie to bring us up, yes, but the home was full of abuse, full of a lot of negative things. It is by God's grace. I was not born again. I did not drink. I did not smoke.
Yeah.
I did not sleep with women in that house. Because why? I was afraid, and because I did not want to become how they became. Observing my auntie, observing my uncles who passed on, all of them passed on because of excessive alcohol consumption that destroyed their body. And observing that, I decided I will not go in, even though at some point I was not born again. But after I became born again, I understood that God had to preserve me all through. So it is possible somebody like me to fall prey of whatever is happening around and completely give up in life, be in drugs, be in substance abuse.
Right.
It is possible because of the wrong upbringing. My wife keeps telling me every time, you had a very wrong upbringing. I'm telling her, but we survived. We survived,
You're
we came
here
through.
now to tell the
So
story.
yeah, so there are many people even watching us today. Maybe we're going through who are going through what I went through, or who could be there right now.
Right now.
But God is able to sustain you,
Yeah.
give you strength and
Even
courage.
in that environment.
Even in that environment. He can make you king in that home. You know, you don't have to be king whereby your wife is being hard, but you can be king in prayer. You're the one you're the one leader. I normally say I'm the firstborn. I'm the thirdborn, two firstborn, secondborn, thirdborn, myself, my younger brother, and then my sister, who we just lost like a few days ago now. But I kept saying I'm the firstborn because why? I got born again first, and I began to control what you call the spiritual atmosphere in my home.
Right.
I could dictate to things in my house. I will say, you know what? Yes, I may have had a disadvantage of my upbringing, but God did not bring me up by mistake. I'm a special creature. God has made me for a purpose. You know, God has my name in Him.
Inscribed in His hand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And God has a purpose for me. And so I declare these things. I preach the word outside, but in my home, I declared God's victory. I prayed for my siblings. I prayed for my mama. I prayed for their lives. And I said something. We were raised up in my auntie's house.
Yeah.
My mom lived in a slum.
Yes.
Many times we slept with uniform because of
Running away.
Yeah, because in the morning I have to go to school, but in the night you could be kicked out. You will go outside, and so because of running away in the night until morning, many times, it was very difficult for us.
Yeah.
You know, I could not concentrate in school. It was very difficult for me, and even for my siblings. Some of them only that they did not really accept the Lord for them to get the light or the guide that I got. But I understand what they went through is painful, and they struggled also. They went through some of the things I went through, but because I got born again, I went through more. I suffered more. I was in pain more, but I loved my auntie. I prayed for her every day. I realized there's a secret to pray. If I want favor with somebody, I discovered I should be praying for them.
Wow.
And you pray for them positive, not negative.
So instead of hating,
yes,
because you could have hated her,
yes,
but you prayed for her.
Yeah, prayed for her many times, because as I pray for her, I win favor with her. In school, in high school, with my principal. At some point, they were not very okay with me, but I began to pray for my principal and the teachers, and God gave me favor.
Wow.
Everywhere, even in college, I pray for our director.
Yeah.
God began giving me favor.
Because
Everywhere
of
I
prayer.
went, favor because of
So
prayer.
instead of hatred,
Love them with prayer. Understand that it is the enemy working and not them. I say this today.
Yeah.
I thank God for my auntie, who the enemy used to take us through very dark time in our family. But at the same time also, I thank God because God used her. Because it's because of the pain that after you are pressed for a long time, then you come out strong. You come out better. So I prayed for her for a long time. I loved her for a long time. Even after I went to Qatar, I was sending her money every month.
Your auntie?
I was sending her. When I come to Kenya, I will bring money and clothes. My mom came home to our house the moment I traveled to Qatar. Because why?
To your auntie's house?
Yes.
She
And she
moved-
began living there.
Stop.
Because why? My auntie knows this. This guy has gone outside. He may work on the mother,
Yeah.
and then she will not be getting anything.
Yes, yes.
So now she was wise.
She brought her
my mom
clothes.
inside. So now they're in the house. So when they come from Qatar, God bless us because we were able to travel in different countries.
Yeah.
When we come home, we come with gifts. So when we come with a gift, I made sure I have the same for my auntie. My mom and my auntie, same. I come with dresses, same. I come with that, same. Though after I travel,
Yeah.
my auntie will take my mom's clothes. Yes. She will take them away. My mom will not wear them.
No.
Yeah.
Your mom couldn't fight for herself?
Listen,
After all this, now she wasn't
my
young
mom,
anymore.
remember she's not born again.
Yeah.
And so sometimes she feels like a low person, a little bit timid, intimidated. Yeah, she feels like that many times.
Yeah.
And so you find she will not say some things.
Oh.
So
she'll just allow the abuse.
the abuse.
Because she thinks that's what
for
she's worth.
her, exactly. Say because of her and her children, she permitted it. She permitted it, and it kept on and on and on and on.
Right.
My late sister, who just passed on a few days ago,
Yeah.
she went through trauma, so much abuse also. Mine was more because I got born again, but for her, she was many times she was discouraged. She was discouraged, and she wanted to be loose just because of that. But
So she lived a loose life.
Yes.
And of drinking. You told me.
Exactly,
She
yeah.
would drink from morning till night.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. So I prayed for my sister. I prayed for my siblings. I prayed for my family members because I love them, and I want the best for them. I also prayed for my auntie, even though as I travel she will do that. So she will ask for money every month. I will send her money. And then after a while, I realized this, I have to be wise.
Yeah.
So I began saving. But this happened after I got married. Now,
Yeah.
having a wife is
Of
an
course,
amazing thing.
I know. I wanted to ask you before I invite your wife to come on set about your mother. So did you do something for your mother?
Very good question.
Eh.
So after now, I'm outside. My brother is also outside in the US. We came together. We were trying to build our home. So we tried to get our property. My wife and I got our property in the beginning. We say we will put her here.
Yeah.
This way it's going to have a home. So we bought our own plot, a property somewhere, about an acre, and we say this is where we'll put her. So we said we'll bring my mom here, and she'll have a place where she'll come and enjoy her life. So, but then we tried to build for a long time. But being in diaspora, we don't know about building. We don't know anything about construction. We don't know about even investments.
Yeah.
So in the long run, we were struggling because people will eat our money. Fundis, you will deal with this person, they eat your money. So nothing was coming up. So we struggled actually to put up something. We struggled to put up something that is good.
Yeah.
So we struggled. So in the struggle, my auntie passed on. She passed. She passed on. So when she passed on, now we had to come home and to be able to handle. We called her. She did not want you to call her auntie. You had to call her in English. I don't know what in Swahili is mama mkubwa.
Oh, mama mkubwa. Okay.
You could not call her auntie.
Yeah.
She will tell you. She will ask you, which auntie can take you to school? Which auntie can feed you?
Yeah.
Which auntie can do that? So
she called you mama.
Yeah,
You called her mama mkubwa.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's like the older parents.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then among ourselves we discuss her as auntie. But then now we all have this rough experience. We went through a lot. So I say there's the negative part about my auntie,
Right.
but there's also the positive part.
Right.
I came home trying to do something for my mom. It was very difficult. But then later on, my auntie passed on. When she passed on, I will say, by the time she passed on, she left everything for us. Everything. Everything. So my siblings, she had adopted a son and a daughter, and then now we are all together. We call each other brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
So we are all part of the inheritance. She left that actually for all of us.
Including now even your mom.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
Even my mom. Yes.
Wow.
I own an apartment now because of my auntie.
Really?
My first apartment I bought because of money we got from inheritance
Hey.
after disposing our property.
Yeah.
So that is the positive part.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
positive part.
Yeah.
Because she still considers us children as part of this home. You know, we were not an outcast.
Yeah.
Even though I will say even herself, because she didn't have a good upbringing, and she was in deep alcohol addiction, and some time before in witchcraft.
Yeah.
So of course she had no direction. She never knew the Lord. The Lord would have directed her.
Right.
So many families are going through their abuse, their intentional abuse that are happening in homes, and the abuse that are happening in homes whereby people are going through abuse, not they want, but because the parents don't love God.
Yeah.
They don't have direction. They don't know who Christ
They don't
is.
know what,
And so therefore they think their way is right. So they impose their ways on these kids. So the kids end up suffering and struggling a lot.
Yeah.
So you find because they don't know the Lord. But if they knew the Lord, that will change. So apart from the kids who went through, who were watching us, who went through trauma, apart from those who had a wrong upbringing of abuse and all that, but there are also parents watching us who are in that place.
Right.
Whereby,
right now.
whereby the enemy is using them to become abusive parents.
To their kids.
The enemy is using them to their own kids and the kids of their family members. And so, but I will tell them that God is able. God is able to transform anybody, from the kids to the parents.
They shouldn't give up on each other.
Exactly. So no giving up. God can transform the parents. God can transform the children. And God can cause a victory in their home. So even the parents who are watching us who are abusive, that God can work on you. All you need is the Lord. All you need is the Lord Jesus Christ. Because after you accept the Lord Jesus Christ, He will, He will guide you. He will guide you. Some things my auntie was doing, I came to discover, it's because she thought this is the way, the only way.
The right
I
way.
remember I used to argue with her a lot in the beginning. Now I'm born again, about right and wrong. And then a shoemaker gave me wisdom, told me a statement that was wisdom. A shoemaker outside our house. He says, in this house, your auntie fights everybody, beats everybody, abuses everybody, and then your mistake, you're responding to her. You're trying to, I'm not abusing her, but I'm trying to show her the right thing.
That is wrong.
That is wrong. Then he told me, that's a mistake. The guy told me this, the shoemaker, in your auntie's house. When he says, you see, when you make ugali, the mwiko, he says, if in that you know the right way of cooking ugali is using the flat side of the mwiko to make it. But if your auntie says, in this house, use the small side.
Turn it around.
He says, tie it around. So the guy asked me, Utakufa, will you die if you cook it with that side? No. So as long as it's not harmful to you, as long as it doesn't destroy you, you let your auntie be. Pray for her. Pray for her.
Wow.
Let your auntie be.
Stop competing with her.
Yes.
Allow her to lead in her own way.
Exactly. There's something I don't mention very important. When I got born again and I was building up and as I struggled in the house, I used to pray for my family a lot. And then there's a woman who came. This woman comes every time. Those who sell mboga, vegetable, greens. So she used to come every Monday and in the plot, and my auntie will go outside and buy mboga from her. Every Monday she will show up and my auntie will buy, and other neighbors. This time she came the normal way. As usual, Mama mboga outside there in the plot. Then she discovers my auntie did not open the door as usual. And my auntie is a good customer. She pays a lot of money. He buys more food from her. So, as a salesperson, you want to find out, where is this person? This is my client, So she knocked the door. Now my auntie was drunk. My auntie came outside. Mad and drunk. My auntie abused her bad words. She abused her very dirty, I can't mention. Dirty, though she used to do that a lot. Even abuse neighbors. Bad words. So she abused this woman bad words. Lots of very bad words. I'm talking about F words and very, very, she's an adult abusing an adult in front of kids. and the entire area. So she spoke very bad. This woman never uttered a word. She said, I thought you will buy this, so I knocked at your door. She told her, you get over here. You're a poor person. You come from the slums. You are all that. You will never amount to anything. She spoke. This woman shut up. She was in tears. And she said, my God will revenge for me. I will not say anything. And she walked outside. And she was walking away. When I heard those words, I knew that's a curse. I'm born again. I ran outside from the back door, ran to the street looking for that woman. I found her weeping, walking in the streets with the hamburgers. I came in front of her and knelt down before her. And I told her I want to apologize on behalf of my auntie, because the words you spoke, you were hurt, and the words you spoke, that's a curse. I want you to reverse it. She asked me why. She abused me a lot.
Too much, yeah.
Yes. And I told her this. If she's affected, I'm affected. I told her if she's affected, I'm affected. If something happens and the house is destroyed, or something comes, or some bomb, I'll be in the street with her. So I told her,
revoke
those words.
Yeah.
I knelt down in the streets, on tears myself also, and I apologized on her behalf. The lady looked at me. She was in tears. She looked at me. She stretched her hand towards me and said, because of you, I forgive her.
Wow.
And from there, I walked back home. Wow. So I realized there are many battles that I've fought they don't know about. Battles that you fight for your family, and that your family are safe.
Even the praying. Yeah,
exactly.
The way you'd pray, they had no idea that you were actually waging war for them, for their safety.
You, my pastors in church loved me a lot because I was a crazy prayer warrior. Crazy prayer warrior. I would pray in church 24/7. I was in church almost daily. In high school, I would go to church and pray from 8. I go from high school. I come home, study a little bit. By 8 p.m., Kumbuka, home, there was no restrictions.
Yeah.
At 8 p.m., I'll go to church, pray from 8 to midnight. Then I come home, I sleep. In the morning, I'm in school, high school.
I know you've been absolutely blessed by this show, Woman Without Limits. Next week, we continue, same time, same channel.
He begged me to come. I said, I'll show up, but I'm busy. I'll be there only for 15 minutes. Show up in that meeting, 15 minutes only. Then from there, I leave. He says, okay, that's more than enough.
Yeah, 15 minutes is fine. Yeah.
I go to town to this meeting.
Yeah.
I walked into that hall. I saw this beautiful lady.
Hey. And you are to be there for 15 minutes.
After seeing her, Ukombele in front there, I told the ushers, I'm a man of God.